probably like West Hollywood female impersonators.
I gotta tell you something. There was mention of Debbie Schultz on my Facebook a couple of months ago, and I was like, oh god, she's so freaking ugly. I can't look at her, right?
Right.
And there was some goyim, some guys on my Facebook commenting, they go, oh, she's really hot, I would do her. And I was really freaking out about that because I was like, well, maybe this is one of those things because she's an Ashkenazi Jew,
right.
So I'm not attracted to her.
Right.
You know, because women who have two Ashkenazi parents, I tend not to be attracted to them.
Right.
I just tend not to be attracted to them. I get, maybe it's because they look familiar to me. They look like family.
Well, women who know who both their parents are, you just don't tend to be attracted to them.
That's something else. But I'm just talking about in general. There's so many years of inbreeding that we all look alike, and I just can't look at. I'm going to say 90% of the women I've seen who have two Ashkenazi parents. This is my entire life. I'm not attracted to them. Okay, I need something. I need a little bit of something that looks not like my sister.
Yeah.
Not like my aunt. You know how many of these women that look like my aunt? This one looks like my sister. This one looks like the girl I grew up with across the street. I mean, you know, it's like if you're like, you know, you're Chinese and everybody looks Chinese to you. It's like, yeah, you know what I mean? It's like the Ashkenazi Jews. We all look the same. So, what was I saying here? Oh, these guys were not. They're goyim to them. Right. She looks exotic.
Yeah.
Thank you. You know, and I'm like, wow, okay, so I guess it's a Jew thing. But now you don't like her, and you didn't grow up with the Ashkenazi thing, so I don't know. Maybe I was right. But I did find it interesting because two Jewish guys who were Ashkenazi came in to support me, and they go, I can't look at her either, Rabbi, I have the same problem. And it basically came down to, if you grew up Ashkenazi, you could not look at Debbie Schultz. You just can't look at her. But if you grew up a Goy or something else, then, you know, she's hot. I don't know. I can't say Schultz and hot at the same time, but...
Well, I'm in a 12-step program for sex and addiction.
Yeah, is Anthony Weiner in there?
And I'm able to now start looking at some women as human beings rather than just as sex objects. I just want to share that with you guys in case you know a rabbi's daughter who's looking to get married.
Yeah, we're very, alright, so there's that.
So do you have anything from last week?
Yes, I do. I want to see who the fourth person is in the chat room. Hold on. Oh, okay. Yeah, I do. Oh, hi, Wayne Gretzky. How's it going? Alright, so, last week, right, I spoke about, and I posted on my Facebook afterwards that an affidavit from the lawyer, from the lawyer's office, Lewin, and he's making an affidavit, and he was making a big point about how you know, the judge should have recused herself from the Rabashkin trial. Remember that we were talking about that last week, and she should have recused herself because she was involved with the she was involved with the, not more than prosecution, she was involved with the law enforcement prior to the event. And it was based around her schedule, therefore she was so involved with it at the time, she should have dropped it when it actually went to court and let somebody else pick it up from there. And we have a viewer, Mendel, who contacted me and after watching it, and he brought some information which is now an exclusive. And by the way, this part of the video I'm going to make separate, okay? A separate video, and just make it about this, because this is going to go wide. We're going to blow this wide open right now. This is huge, folks. We're going to blow this open. We have an exclusive. This is exclusive information, and it's explosive. Mendel pointed out that there could be a conflict with the judge based on something totally different. It has nothing to do with any of that. It's that the judge has an official conflict of interest list on the judge's own official webpage, which I will post tomorrow to the fan club. Everybody needs to join the fan club, right? Because that's where I'm going to post this tomorrow.
How do they find Torah Talks on Facebook? How is it listed?
It's Torah Talks with Rabbi Rabs and look forward.
Okay.
Okay. So everybody should join the Facebook thing because I'm going to post the official webpage of the judge. The judge lists, like, her, you know, she voluntarily lists all the different potential conflicts of interest, and if any time one of those becomes one of the plaintiffs or the parties involved in a lawsuit, she has to recuse herself because she has interest in those particular things.
Right.
One of them, Mendel looked up, one of the companies listed is Goldman Sachs. We've actually mentioned it here, that company, several times over the last year. You've heard of them, Goldman Sachs.
Right.
They're an investment firm. If any, she's invested in Goldman Sachs, apparently. She has money in Goldman Sachs. So if Goldman Sachs ever came up as a plaintiff or as a defendant, she has a conflict of interest, and she would have to recuse herself from the trial. Well, it's interesting because Goldman Sachs has tremendous amount of investment in Burger King.
Right.
Are you aware of this? Burger King. Who's Burger King? You know, the Whopper with the
Right.
king and the whole thing? Goldman Sachs is heavily invested in Burger King. Why is that important? Because Burger King is a gigantic part of the meat industry. There are meat processing plants that do a lot of business with Burger King, right? Burger King needs meat, right? This is a case, the Rubashkin case is dealing with the meatpacking industry, right? It's the meatpacking industry, and here's Burger King, who she's heavily invested in, is on her conflict of interest. Now you're saying, well, what does Burger King, for Christ's sake, have to do with the Rubashkin case, right? What do the two have to really do with each other? It's not like Burger King is coming up, you know, for trial. It's Rubashkin, right? Well, let's think about that. What is the conflict of interest here? What possible reason would it be that there's a conflict? Well, here's one. Let's say that you're Burger King, right? You are, I'm going to show, there's a video, okay? I'm going to post all this tomorrow. I'm going to show that I'm going to post a link showing that Goldman Sachs is one on the conflict of interest. I'm going to post the thing that Goldman Sachs is heavily invested in Burger King, and I'm going to show a video that Burger King has been blasted even in YouTube. I'll show the YouTube video by people who say that they take advantage of their workers and they exploit their workers. The employees at Burger King are exploited while the people who are in charge of Burger King are making a ton of money. So there's already that going on. Well, what are the charges against Rubashkin is that he was exploiting the workers, right? So if you're Burger King, you may say, hey, wait a minute, we don't buy any kosher meat. This is not going to affect us at all. So let's throw Rubashkin onto the altar, make him a sacrifice, and that will deflect the attention away from us and help us out, because everything is going to be focused on Rubashkin. The media is going to be focused on Rubashkin. The government is going to be all up to its arm. You know, it's not going to have any resources left after doing a major bust on him, and you know, bringing in the raid and then taking him to trial. Right? They're going to be so they're not going to have the manpower, the resources left to go after Burger King. They're going to be all caught up with Rubashkin, right? And when Rubashkin's meatpacking plant got shut down, it wiped out a whole city.
Right.
Could you imagine what would happen if those people had raided a Burger King slaughterhouse, right?
Right.
Instead, it would have wiped out potentially Burger King. Let's say like there was like 8 or 9 different slaughterhouses that they could have shut down instead.
Right.
And they were all involved with Burger King. You could put Burger King out of business, right? And it would have devastated them. And then that would have devastated Goldman Sachs. And hello, what did we see that happens when a major investment firm of that stature goes under? What happens? It pulls the whole damn economy down. It happened with Lehman Brothers and AIG. Remember that whole thing, that whole financial meltdown in the last 2 years? We could go through another round of that because Goldman Sachs would go down, and then it would just bring everybody down. It would destroy the whole economy. So they said, you know what? Why don't we throw Rubashkin, the Jew, into the fire, take the